come to you with a question. Yes, you heard me right. I have a question for you. And that question is, how long you all should wait for success to happen to you? How long you should, keep trying and failing? Why can't we just get success in these exams, CSIR, NET and GATE in one shot? Hello and welcome to Biotecnika. Namaskar. मेरा नाम है शेखर सुमन. I'm Shekhar Suman, CEO and Managing Director at Biotecnika. And today, I have come to you with a dream. I have a dream. And the dream is to see all of you successful on the other side in the biotech and biopharma industry. And we have been working very hard for the past 15 and a half years doing just that. And today, in this special webinar, Aazadi webinar, I am going to introduce you to two magical veterans, two magical experts who are going to not just highlight the obstacles which you may face towards your Aazadi, towards fulfillment of your dream, but they will also tell you how to overcome it. We won't just tell you the problems, we're going to tell you the solutions, and we're going to tell you the easy way. We're going to show you the simple way. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are coming up with the Aazadi webinar today. As you can see right now, we've just got started. Aazadi is a very powerful word, right? This is the month, August, when we got Aazadi, 1947. But is the student of today Azad? Is the student of today free from all the problems which they are facing? They have to compete against numerous others, and still there is no guarantee whether they will succeed. Prepare, and success happens once in a while. So today we have come together to highlight what are the obstacles in your preparation and how to overcome it. And I will urge all of you to attend this webinar till the end, because if you attend this webinar till the end, we have got excellent information for all of you. A very interactive, very methodical webinar we have got today. And at the end, if you are attending till the end, at the end, you are going to get the surprise gift. Now, this surprise gift is a secret, okay? All I am told is, okay, this surprise gift is going to be the biggest ever. It will have a lot of things, not just some notes or not just some mind maps. It will have a lot of things. It may have a lot of ebooks. So it's kind of a big gift which we are trying to pass on to all of you, because we are genuinely concerned about your Aazadi, right? And if you are not subscribed to Biotecnika on YouTube or to our website newsletter, you should know this, that on a daily basis, we are providing short notes, mind maps, previous year question paper, whatnot for all of you. So if you're subscribed there, if you have joined our Telegram channel, you are going to get all this almost every day. We at Biotecnika don't just believe in preparing, but making it efficient. Hard work, sabhi log karte hain. Smart work, kuch log karte hain. We combine both. And that's the reason we have all sorts of tools to help you prepare for CSIR NET GATE. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now I'm going to pass on the controls to my experts. I'll see you at the end with a surprise gift. Okay? So, is that a promise? Can we meet at the end? All right? Yes. Thank you so much. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Obstacles. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Very good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Tanushree, and I welcome you all to the first session of this webinar, CSIR NET exam. a very prestigious and national level exam. But preparation for this exam requires a lot of dedication, devotion, smart study, passion, correct guidance, and proper time management. Now, interacting on students on daily basis, we have identified the 5 major obstacles that almost every CSIR net aspirant face. It's very important to talk about these obstacles because these obstacles cause a lot of pain, mental agony, and delay your success in CSIR net exam. So today, this webinar is all about Aazadi. Aazadi from 5 obstacles in CSIR net exam and how to solve them. So are you all ready? If yes, then please write, bring it on in your chat box. Let me see how many BIU I get in the chat box. Are you all excited to know about these obstacles and their solutions? Yes, very good evening, everyone. I can see your names. So quickly write, bring it on in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are excited to know about them. Okay, I can see so many BIOs coming in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for confirming. See, let's start with the very first obstacle, and that is inability to complete syllabus on time. Tell me, how many of you actually face this problem? Don't you think it's a very big obstacle, right? Very big obstacle in your CSIR net exam preparation. It stops you to achieving success in CSIR net exam, right? I can see many of you are agreeing with me. So question arises, what is the reason? Let's first identify the reason and then we can talk about the solutions, right? So what could be the reason? The very first reason is that you start preparing late. One of the primary mistake that most aspirants they make is that they start preparing late and thinking that they will make up the time, right? They will make up for this time. But ideally speaking, CSIR net exam, like if you go through the syllabus, it's like doing MSc in 13, like it's equivalent to MSc, 13 MSc courses, right? So technically, for preparing for CSIR net exam, it is advisable that you start preparing from your college days, that is graduation or post-graduation. And if we talk about the time period, then at least you can start preparing 6 months before the exam, okay? So here the mantra is start as early as possible, right? Then second reason is that you try to cover the entire syllabus. So just now, as I mentioned, that covering the CSIR net syllabus, like it's equivalent to doing MSc, 13 MSc courses, right? You have to understand that it's not possible to anyone to learn everything. You cannot be jack of all trades. So here you can see we have the 13 units, right? So it's like doing MSc in cell biology. It's equivalent to doing MSc in molecular biology and botany, zoology, MSc in botany, zoology, biochemistry, right? So all these courses are being combined in a one single PDF for CSIR net exam. Don't you agree? Like, I'm sure you'll agree with me, right? So the strategy here is, the solution here is that never ever try to cover everything. Okay, just focus on 8 to 9 units. Just 8 to 9 units you have to study. Okay, then third reason is wrong selection of units. The point is, always selects the unit carefully, the units with which you are comfortable with, and the one which you find interesting. This is very, very important. So here at Biotecnika, we give a formula, like there's a formula that we give to our students, that you should select the unit on basis of this formula. First, identify what are the important units for the exam, right? So usually we always talk about the important units, right? So important units first you have to select, then find the units which you find interesting. Now, this you can select on the basis of your background, your education background. Like if you have done MSc in botany, then plant physiology will be a strength for you. If you had done MSc in zoology, then animal physiology will be a strength for you, right? So identify the units of your interest. And lastly, find the units which you find not very interesting. So this way you have classified the units in three groups, right? Now, start with the units which you find interesting plus important units. So you can say I plus I units, right? Start with I plus I units. Then move on to not interesting but important units. And then you can leave rest of the syllabus. So this is a very important point that you have to keep in mind. Then fourth reason that you are not able to complete the syllabus is that you prepare without proper planning. You have to understand that for CSIR NET exam, you need to plan. Okay, planning is very, very important. So, very first point is decide which units you will study in which month. See, if you don't plan, you know what will happen by the time like you'll reach as you come close to the exam, you will end up preparing only 4 units, right? And like just 4 unit while the exam is just 2 weeks away. So that, like I'm telling you, 8 to 9 units you have to select, right? So you need to plan. You have to prepare with proper planning. So decide which units you will study in which month, right? So let's say you start with August. So you select unit 1 and you select unit 6, right? Always select one unit which you find easy, which is your strength, okay? And one unit which you find difficult, okay, which will be your weakness. Because see, the weaker units you have to select in the initial phase of your preparation, because weaker units, the units in which you are weaker, obviously it will take more time to complete, right? So start with the unit which you find easy. Another unit you can find which is a little bit difficult or is your weakness. So bring variation. This way you will bring variation in your study as well, and you will not get bored for the entire day. You are able to focus more what you study. And even like once you decide which units you will study, then divide your days to cover the topic of that particular unit. Like write down the topic what you will be doing on 5th, write down the topic what you will be doing on 6th, write down the topic what you will be doing on 7th from unit 1 or from unit 6, right? And as I mentioned, select the topics, okay, obviously the ones which are your strengths, the one which is having the more weightage, okay? So according to that also you have to select, because what happens, weightage, like mostly there are certain topics in every unit from where the questions are definitely asked in the exam, right? So always try to cover those topics first which have more weightage, right? So whichever unit you have selected, from that unit select the topics which have more weightage. And yes, don't start preparing like that only. Gather the right books. You should have at least one standard book for every unit. So gather the right books and then start preparing. And another reason is that you focus on perfectionism. This is the reason again which delays. This is the reason you are not able to complete your syllabus on time. Now the issue here is in the mind and not in your plan or strategy. Let's say you start with genetics, right? And then you move on to, let's say, biochemistry. Now, what happens? You feel like that you have studied genetics, but you still start feeling that the coverage for this particular unit is not perfect. And you feel this urge to study it again in order to perfectly remember it or learn it, right? But this way you will never move ahead. Remember, perfectionism kills your preparation, right? So remember that you have a study plan, you have to just stick to it. You don't have to focus on perfectionism, okay? Because anyway, like when you will be revising, whatever concepts you have learned, when you revise, it will become stronger with time, right? When you revise, when you keep on frequently revise, the concept will become stronger. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to be just focus on perfectionism, okay? Just keep in mind perfectionism kills preparation. Then seventh point is that you are wasting too much time in making notes. You have to understand that you are making notes and not rewriting books. I have seen many students, what they do is they open the book and start noting down everything which is given in the book, in a piece of a paper or in a notebook. No, that is not a correct approach. You are simply wasting your time, right? This way what will happen, you will keep on making the notes and the entire day will go like that, right? And you won't be able to complete a topic. Whenever you are making notes, keep them brief, to the point. You can use arrows, you can draw flow chart, you can use colored pencil extensively, right? And like you can, for revision purpose or for memorizing, you can use ready-made notes as well. Then eighth point is that you're referring to too many books. You have two books and you study, like for biochemistry, you refer Word and Word also, you refer Leninger also, you refer any other book, standard book. So please note that you don't have to refer all the books. One book is sufficient. You should have at least one standard book for every unit. And yes, many students ask that is it important to study from standard books? Yes, it is important. Okay, they are standard books. Why they are called as standard books? Because like there is a reason for that, right? So no book can replace a standard book, and once you start preparing, you should refer standard books. Materials, biotechnical material or ready-made, I'll suggest that when of basic concepts. Quickly tell me how many of you have this problem, like how many of you they face this obstacle, that there is a lack of understanding of basic concept, and this is the reason you are not able to solve questions in the exam as well. Yes, quickly tell me in the chat box, and then I'll tell you the solutions. Okay, that's great, Paras. You are referring Biotecnika notes. That's great. So I mentioned earlier, it's like if you are finding standard books, like if you are referring standard books and you find the language difficult, then you can refer the Biotecnika notes. It's fine. They are summary of standard books only. Okay, Umaid, true. So I can totally, like I know many of you can relate, right? That this is actually the obstacle you all face, lack of understanding of basic concept, right? So the solution here is that whenever you are studying a topic, start with the basic terminology. Okay, like let's say you're studying genetics, so find out first, learn what is allele, what is a gene, what is dominant allele, what is recessive allele, right? If you are studying biochemistry, first learn the structures of protein, of amino acids, nucleic acids, right? Because once your basic concepts are clear, then only you can understand the details of that particular topic, right? So why it is important to go through basic concept first? Because in CSIR net, lot of like in CSIR net syllabus, there are thousands of concepts to be learned and understand, and from these concepts very direct or indirect questions are asked in the exam. So this is the reason that your basic concepts has to be very much clear. You cannot do superficial study, right? So start with the terminology, start with the structure, start with the basic formula, right? Just practice, just learn some log values, right? So these are some basics that you all need to know. Once you are familiar, like whatever topic you're taking, devote at least like 1 or 2 hours for going through the basics only. Okay, just go through them and then keep on revising them frequently. Once you start with basic concepts, then move to higher or difficult concept. Please remember that knowing fundamentals will lead to a better understanding and solve questions, help you solve questions. This is very important point, students, dear participants. Okay, so focus with the understanding of the basic concept. Now, this is also very important that you should not do the simple rote memorization. हमें रटना नहीं है, हमें समझना है. सीएसआर नेट एग्जाम को क्लियर करने के लिए आपके बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स क्लियर होना बहुत जरूरी है. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So don't focus on simply mugging up the basic concepts or doing the rote memorization. No, focus on understanding the concept. Maybe in the beginning you feel that it's taking a lot of time. It's okay. But once your basic concepts are clear, the later topics that you'll move on, the detailed topic, it will hardly, like, there you can save the time, right? And that frustration, that irritation that you have when you're not able to solve the questions, you can overcome all that if your basic concepts are clear. And if still you feel like that I'm not able to understand, if I'm going through it, I'm not able to understand them, then you can take help. Remember, Biotecnika is always with you in your exam preparation. So you can always take help from us. Moving on to the third obstacle, difficulty concentrating while studying. Now, tell me, you open a book. How many times it happens that already a book is there in front of you, but everything is blank? Everything is blank in front of you. Does it happens with you? Tell me. Is this thing happens with you? Tell me in the chat box. Tell me quickly. Yes, Paras, questions are twisted. So for that, we have our basic concepts need to be very much clear, right? Anjali, yes, basics are must. Tejal, Bhavya, Neha, you all agree. Pooja, very good. I really appreciate you all for being so frank. Thank you so much. Shivani, Madhura, very good. Okay. Thank you, Vandana, Veshali. Okay, Amir, you are suffering, so don't worry. I'll be giving you the solutions today. Okay. So difficulty concentrating while studying. So the very first reason is distraction. There are two type of distractions. Okay, we have external distractions like loud music, uh, the general noise, people conversations, and like you have movies, TVs, right? And even your phone is a big distraction. An internal distraction like fatigue, hunger, thirst, like that. So point is, first you have to set a very peaceful and distraction free environment. Okay, how you can do that? Whenever you study, sit upright in a chair at a desk. Don't lie down in a bed. This is something that you should never do, right? So sit on a comfortable chair so that there should be no strain on your back or neck. Okay, because pain is a very terrible distraction. Study in a brightly lit room. So here you can see a proper chair, proper table arrangement should be there. Any corner of the room you can make this arrangement. Proper lighting should be there so that there is no strain in the eyes. And then you have to set out all your materials. What materials you should have? Your notebooks, your standard books, your laptop, from where you, whichever you are studying, book or laptop. You should have a water bottle, the pen, pencil, whatever you require for study. You should set out all the materials before you start your preparation. Okay, because what will happen, if you keep it all the materials before the preparation, you don't have to get up again and again, right? So you shouldn't have to get up for anything once you have started. So make sure that all the materials that you need, they are there, like pencil, pen, everything. Then turn your phone on silent. Your phone is a bigger distraction, right? So you have to keep your phone on silent. Okay, there are certain apps also, do not disturb apps. You can download them. And your phone, like, don't, whenever you are studying, it should be like, either you switch off your phone or keep it in some other room, right? And stay away from social media. Your book is open in front of you and you are texting, you're doing Facebook. So this way you won't be able to complete the topics on time, right? So for a time being, you have to understand that the exam that you're preparing is very much important for you, right? It's a gateway for you to enter into your prestige in your dream college or institute, right? So for a time being, if you have to away from the social media, you can do that, right? Especially when you are studying. And have a word with your family. This is very important. Okay, tell them that this is the time when we are studying. So unless and until it's very urgent, they don't disturb you, right? So you can request your family members, right? So like you have a word with the family, explain them politely that it's the study time, and you appreciate if someone you appreciate if some quietness is there and minimum interruptions are there. Optimize your body and brain to study. See, you need to feed your brain as well, right? Studying is not an easy task. So make sure that you keep yourself hydrated, eat proper healthy food, right? Even before sitting for study, you can have some light snacks, right? So this is very important point. Then moving on to another like the reason is that you're not able to concentrate is that you have something on your mind, right? You have something on your mind. Now the only solution to this is that first you identify the problem and try to clear your head before you start working. Otherwise it will hinder your productivity, right? What are the solutions? If something is bothering you, write it down on the piece of a paper. Trust me, it really helps. If you think like you cannot share it with someone, write down on the piece of a paper. And if you think you can share, talk to someone, talk to your mother, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to your teachers, right? You can simply go for a brisk walk also, and you can do some exercise, yoga, as well as meditation. Then another reason that you're not able to concentrate is that task in front of you is so enormous that you don't know where to begin. I know this happens with most of you, right? Like you don't know from where to start, right? So what is the solution? Break the task into smaller, more achievable goals. This is what you can do. So basically what you can do, let's say you are studying unit 1. So first slot you can study and understand the concept. Second slot you can make notes. Third slot you can practice questions, and fourth slot you can revise. So this way what you have done, like you're not studying a topic for the entire day. You have even that the task that you have to study this topic, you have break into further subtasks. That okay, I'll learn the concept, I'll make notes, very brief, up to the point notes, and then I'll practice some questions as well, and I'll revise. Then the fourth reason is that you don't study, write, or innovate. See, I'm sure you all will agree, you'll all will agree that studying is not the only thing that can make you productive. Yeah, I really apologize, students. I think there was some technical issue. Is it? Am I audible now? Can somebody please confirm? Okay. So just want to know, please confirm everyone. Okay, okay. Thank you for confirming. I really apologize, students. I don't know what happened. I think there was some technical, some glitch or some technical issue. I hope now my voice is very much clear. Okay, okay. Thank you for confirming, everyone. So actually, I was telling you about the distractions. I hope this part we have already done, right? And what about this? Don't study, write, or innovate. I think this is also done. Yes, we have to start from fourth point. Okay. So coming to the fourth point, inability to revise effectively for the exam. This is again a very important point, students. Main obstacle that delay your success in CSIR NET exam. Let me ask you a question. Tell me, does it happens with you that that you study and you forget often? Tell me, is this happens with you? Yes or no? Quickly tell me. Ask yourself that whatever you are studying, are you able to retain it? Are you able to remember everything that you read once from your textbook? So if your answer is yes, then you have a great memorizing ability. Congratulations. But yes, it's too much to remember, Sakshi. Correct, I completely agree with you. But if your answer is no, then I'm sure there must be some mistake that you are doing, right? And the very first mistake is that you don't revise frequently, right? So here I'm highlighting few points and some solutions that how you can effectively revise for the exam. See, effective revision has two benefits. One is that it helps you remember what you have learned, and second, it increase your confidence in the exam, right? And it reduces stress. So point is, start revision early. Okay, you should start revision early. Don't leave the revision for last moment. Like usually it happens, students start revising, CSNET sprint start revising just 1 month before the exam. It's right that you should revise as the exam is near, but not leave revision for the last moment. Begin your revision as early as possible. So as I told you, when you're planning for the exam, there itself you can keep a slot for revision. Plan your revision. So in your plan, study plan, make a schedule for revision also, like which topic you will be revising. Identify the best time to revise. See, this varies from person to person, right? You have to identify the best time to revise. Like some people find morning time good for revision, evening, some find afternoon. So identify that. Revise when you're more focused and vigilant. Then keep revision precise, okay? Emphasize on important points, formulas, diagram structures, pathway reaction. Revision doesn't mean that you have to read everything line by line again, okay? That is the biggest mistake that students do, that they think like learning and revision is same. No. Once you have gone through the standard books, now when you're revising, you have to just refer your notes or the study material, okay? Which is a summary of which is having the all the important points for that particular topic. Now, I have identified two effective revision techniques. Even experts, those they have compared different revision techniques, and they found out that there are two revision techniques which are very efficient. One is spaced revision magic. That is, you learn or revise in intervals over time. Like, let's say you study cell division on Monday, so revise it on Wednesday and repeat it again on Sunday. And then active recall, that is practice testing once better than reading chapter 4 times. So active recall is that, okay, you have read a chapter once, fine, now practice question. More you practice, more it will be beneficial for you. So you can practice from like you can uh, go for weekly test, monthly quest, as we have in Biotecnika, or you can practice from the you can go for mock tests, right? Then flashcards. So like there is a card on one side, there's a question on back side, there is a answer or explanation. So you can practice from flashcards. Closed book spider diagram is also there. Now this is where like it's like you are like instead of reading or highlighting, what you can do is that you make the notes without seeing the book. Once you have done with you are done with the notes, then open the book and see which points are you are left with. Okay, then note it down. And last is Cornell note making method. So it's an alternative to note making method, where instead of making notes from textbooks, you write down all the questions based on that topic. Like for example, if you're studying glycolysis, what is glycolysis, what are the steps, which enzymes are required in the first step or second step, like that. And so this way what you can do, you can note down the questions, right? Note down the questions and try to answer them. So active recall plus space learning is equals to memory magic. Just keep this point in mind. And quickly coming on to the last obstacle, the fifth obstacle, difficulty in solving Part C question. See, Part C question always test your analytical and research skills. There are total 75 questions, but you require to answer any 25, right? So you can see you are getting a lot of questions like choice there. Correct answer, for correct answer you'll get 4 marks, but there is a negative marking. So minus, like, 1 marks will be deducted, right? If you answer if you answer a question incorrectly. So these Part C questions, they are not only important but dangerous as well, because you can see so many marks you can lose here, right? So common mistakes that most of the students they do is, why they find difficult Part C questions is because they use common approach to answer all the questions. See, you have to understand that there are different types of questions that are asked in Part C, of CSIR NET exam. So the mantra is never use common approach. Then selective reading of the question. You have to read the complete details. Okay, you have to read the complete details. Don't selectively read the question. Then focus on speed rather than the mistake that you do is you focus on speed rather than accuracy. See, you have to read complete details. I think I told selective reading. You have to read complete details. You don't have to do selective reading. Then you focus on speed rather than accuracy. This you should never do. When you are giving mock test, whenever you are practicing the question, first focus on accuracy. So obviously, when you keep on giving emphasis on accuracy, with time you will be like, once you get command on the concepts and you are able to solve questions, with time definitely you can, like, your speed will also improve in solving questions. Then you overlook the requirement of the question. This is the again the next mistake, the common mistake that you do. You don't see what is given in the question, right? Like, is it correct or incorrect? You, like, ascending order or descending order, right? Or any unit conversion is there. So don't overlook requirement of the question. And the next step is, the next mistake is that wrong selection of the question. So select the question wisely. Okay, avoid tempting and trap questions. I'll explain you what are tempting and trap questions. Attempt the questions based on direct concepts. Match the following: graph or diagram based questions often. So this particular last point I will try to explain, I would like to explain you in detail. So wrong selection of questions, for that you should know what are the type of Part C questions asked in an exam and the tips to solve them. So very first type of question is numerical type question. Okay, so like here is the example. So this is a question based on UV visible spectroscopy, right? So write down what are the things given to you in the question. Like absorbance is given, yes. Molar extinction coefficient is given, yes. Note it down. Okay, 3000, 1500 for tryptophan, for tyrosine. Then once you note down all these points, apply appropriate formula. So recall the formula, that okay, I have to use Beer-Lambert's law. You know what all the things are given. You just put the values in the formula, and just be careful about unit conversions also. Like answer here is in millimolar. So from molar to millimolar you have to convert. Okay. Then match the following type questions is there. Match the following type questions, they are the easiest one, but I will say they are tempting questions, because although you know the concept, but the chances of making mistakes in such question is very high. Like for example, here you have to match the column 1 with column 2, right? Now let's say the answer is option 1 here. Okay, like coenzyme A. So like when we talk about coenzyme A, so it's the universal carrier for acyl groups. So just on this A, coenzyme A, I can say that answer is option 1. But sometimes what happens, they frame the question in such a way that in fourth option also they give you A4. So in that case, you have to keep in mind that you have to choose any other point as well to confirm the answer. Okay, so don't simply see N and mark it. Answer can be 1 in that case and 4 in that case, because A4 is there also. right? So in that case, you have to always choose the second point as well. Then moving on to another type of question, arranging or ordering questions. Like they can give you the question and some arrangement or order is given. So in that case, look at the point. Arrange the sequence on paper. Okay, so don't go through the options. You know that this question is about Z scheme. So note it down that, okay, in Z scheme, this is how we have the electron transport, electrons travel through carriers in this way, right? So once you have written the points in the paper, match then the correct option. And sometimes in question they ask you to arrange, like some arrangement questions are also there, arrange in order, increasing or decreasing order. So you have to also keep that point in mind. Then experimental result analysis or technical application questions are also there. So here, like this is the example where the question is about patch clamp technique. So recall what patch clamp technique is all about, what that particular technique do, right? You, if there is any question, like any experiment given, so is there any diagram which is you are able, that experiment is based on any you are recalling any diagram. Okay, so just draw the mental image or rough diagram, draw a flow chart of the steps performed, right? If any question, the technique is given and the steps are given and you have to arrange them, right? So recall what all are the steps uh, involved in that, or are there in the technique. So clear picture of what the technique can do, cannot do, and give attention to the detail. These are the some tips. Then questions involving graph. So here in this case, this example, just go through the graph carefully, read the questions carefully, read the graph, make the correlation between the text and the graph, right? Link the question with the underlying mechanism. So these are some tips that you have to keep in mind while solving a particular type of question asked in CSIR NET exam part C. Okay, then there are questions based on pathways as well. So in that case, you have to read the question carefully, you have to read the pathway, understand it, then again you have to make the correlation with the text and the pathway, right? And if there is any underlying mechanism, you just have to go through that also, link the question with the underlying mechanism. Then some concept based questions, right? So like as I mentioned earlier, direct or indirect questions can be asked on the concepts, right? So read the question, identify the concept. Like here, to answer this question, you should know what is plesiomorphic, what is apomorphic characters, right? So if you know them, you can easily answer this question. So there can be more than one concept for different units involved. So whenever you are studying, try to relate them. Like always start with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, because there are some topics in these units which are common with other units as well, right? So relate and learn. Then formula based questions are there. Like here you can see this is the question where you have to calculate the frequency of heterozygotes. So Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, right? So here you can, like, you have to find out what is here, like what is q square here, right? You have to recall the formula here, put the values, right? And you have to solve. And lastly, correct or incorrect type of questions are also there. So the strategy for solving such question is read, find. Read and find. Read the question, make sure what is asked in the question, find. Okay, like once you read it, go through the diagram, then find and decide the appropriate answer. Now, I will say that these are trap questions. They are very hard questions, and you should always ignore doing, like, you should never attempt such questions, because, like, here, if you see this question, if you miss this incorrect word, you will definitely make a blunder. You will not able to attempt this question correctly. And the catch here is that you have to answer this question keeping in mind the opposite orientation, right? So usually students, they answer this question keeping in mind the correct orientation only. So what you have to do is, the diagram is given, you have to redraw it, this arrangement of the gene with the opposite orientation, and then you have to answer this question. So these are like trap questions, and they are lot like time consuming as well, so you can leave them. So some general tips: always attempt part C question first. Now there is a lot of argument from between students and teachers that which part questions to be attempt first. So you can attempt A, B, or C, but I will suggest you should attempt part C question first, because part C questions requires a lot of time and your mind is fresh at that time. So start with part C questions, right? You can allot time to the sections, like you can allot 1.5 hour for part C, you can allot 1 hour for part B, you can allot 20, I'm just giving you an example, 20 minutes for part A, right, and 10 minutes for just going through the questions again, like that, right? So allot the time. And if you think that you are getting stuck in a particular question, leave it and move ahead. Don't waste time in one single question, and never attempt a question based on an experiment with preconceived notion. Every experimental questions are not same. Okay, so you have to understand the concept behind them. So I would quickly like to tell you this point. I have told you 5 main obstacles. So if you need Azadi from these 5 obstacles, we are like, the good news is that the Azad batch is starting from tomorrow, where you have like our faculties will help you prepare better for the CSIR NET exam. They will help you understand the basic concepts and the details of the particular topic. The batch classes will be online. The timing will be 7 to 10 p.m. and they will be based on rate technology. And the faculties, the teachers, they will explain your topic using the different smart tools with the help of PowerPoint, short notes, mind maps, right? You will get an access to the study material, chat support 24/7, and also you will get some freebies, and also you'll get access to the test series. So what you are waiting for? Do join us and get rid of all the obstacles. And yes, if you are facing some other obstacles as well other than these 5, do share with us. Okay, we'll try to provide you the solution as soon as possible. And in the end, I would like to say, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. So with this, I come to an end of this session, and now I request Urmimala ma'am to enlighten you all about the obstacles in GATE exam. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to you? Please confirm in chat box. A very warm welcome to my part of the session. How many GATE students here? How many of you are opting for GATE 2023? How many of you are targeting for GATE 2023? How many of you believe that you will crack GATE 2023 and get into your dream institute of choice? Yes? Awesome. Fantastic. Wonderful. Yes. Amir, Pooja, Sujata, Umed, Prajapati, Apurva, Shivani, Shrishti, Santi, Ajit, Ishita, Sarthak. Wow, so many students. Yes, Sanjeevani, Vijay. Okay, so definitely Umed, you want to crack for the better score again. That's a amazing step that and decision that you have taken, I must say, because not everyone has the courage to stand up back again, right? So aim hard and definitely you will clear it. So thank you, Tanushri ma'am, for such an amazing and enlightening session, I must say. I'm sure our CSR aspirants who are pretty freaked out right now for the September exam, they would have got a lot of insights from your session. So without wasting much time, let's move on to my session, that is Finding Aazadi from 5 obstacles in GATE exam. Yes, we are in the month of August, in the month of independence. I want all these aspirants who are here today, who are listening to me, not to face any more obstacles while preparing, because you are about to enter the research world after clearing GATE exam. And then you will be serving for a noble cause. And for that, you're doing a very honest and very hard work. And for that, there should not be any obstacles. I want you all to be free from any such obstacles. So, what do you do when you fall sick? Yes, what do you do when you fall sick? You go to the doctor, you seek some medicines, isn't it? Because just imagine you fall sick and then you continue your lifestyle with that. Will it be pleasurable? Not at all. Even if you have a small thing such as a sore throat or there is a slight pain somewhere in your body, You think that, okay, let me postpone, and somehow that bothers you, keeps on bothering you. Then why are you continuing your life with that botheration? Better go to the medical practitioner, get a pill or get a remedy for that, and you can move on with your life forever happily. So, what are we here for? We are here to give you painkillers for all the pains you face while preparing for exam. Yes, Shubhadeep, I'll definitely tell you how to start your preparation. So, on general, because your gate exam is in February next year, it might seem there is a lot of time. Okay, so around 6 months are there, but then the 6 months can go in a blink of an eye. So you have to plan it properly. Let me first discuss what I'm here for, the five main obstacles which, in my experience, I have got from the students that they face while preparing for gate. Right? The first pointer, it's juggling between many subjects of the syllabus. How many of you have felt that? Tell me honestly. Yes, people preparing for GATE BT, people preparing for GATE Excel. So in chemistry itself, you have so many, right? Atomic structure, structure bonding, equilibria, electrochemistry, reaction kinetic, thermodynamics. Then apart from that, you have to choose any of these five: biochemistry, botany, micro, zoology, food. Any two you have to select. But let's say you have selected biochemistry. So it's not just biochemistry. You have to study the structure function of biomolecules, enzymes, vitamins, metabolism, photosynthesis, separation technique, cell biology, signaling, molecular biology, RDT, immune system. My God, isn't it? And if you select this zoology and microbiology, there also you have, in zoology, animal diversity, evolution, genetics. There also you have biochemistry, right? Parasitology, developmental biology. So whatever subject you select, it doesn't matter, but everywhere you will have this huge array of subjects which are present, right? So I'm yeah, definitely, yes, chemistry, specifically chemistry, definitely. And in gate bt also you have hell lot of subjects, and under that also general biology means biochem, micro, immunogenetics, molecular biology, cell biology, fundamentals of biological engineering. So this is a new entry since past last years. Transport process and bioprocess engineering, this is a very important part. Plant, animal, microbiology, microbial technology, each of them is separate subjects. RDT, molecular, analytical, and computational tools. So how do you study one subject and recollect the other one? How do you recollect the other one, and how do you retain the concepts of other one, right? So definitely we all face that problem. Worry not, I have solutions for that. But before that, what is the difference with CSIR net in preparation? Difference in gate, right? So yes, definitely in the level of the depth of the subject there is a difference, because CSI goes in into much more details, and that too it is more of in the research and analytical ways. But GATE is comparatively little bit on the superficial side. So you don't need to worry about studying it in very much depth and studying it from research point of view. Not that much, okay? But what is the difference in exam? All questions are compulsory, no choice in answering questions. CSR gives you, it will give you some, out of 20 part A questions you have to attend only 15, out of 50 part B you have to attend only 35, out of 75 part C you have to attend only 25 questions. So that's the beauty, they give tough questions, analytical questions, but they also give you choice. But here you don't get choice, right? So what is needed, what does this mean for you, that what you should do from your end, right? So one thing is that any idea how do you get the maximum, means how do you get the top marks? What's the strategy in gate to get the top marks? So Umaid wants to get better marks this time, right? So in your opinion, what do you think is the strategy to score the top marks? Let me see, what are your views, what are your viewpoints, how to score the better result? Yes, what are your inputs? Yes, come on, students. I want to know that. Yes, gate preparation. In that, also you can say. So, how do you get better marks, top score? So, your hint is like what should be your performance in the exam. Regarding your performance in the exam, preparation is the first part. Pranati, definitely repeated revisions must be there. Yeah, okay. You have to. You have problem in numericals. Okay, I'll come to that. Don't worry, Paras. Okay. I have analyzed all your pain points. So don't worry. According to my view, what are the most important pain points? I'll give you painkillers for all of them. Okay. Okay. Choosing questions wisely. Ruby, yes, I'll take that as a point. Yes, definitely. The the better rank you will get, top scores you get by answering maximum questions. This will give you top score. You have to answer maximum questions in minimum time. Yes, that's what you have to do. That's what your performance should be. Everyone can note that down. This is your strategy how to get maximum score. Answer maximum questions in minimum time. So what can you do? How to prepare for that? Okay. First is don't do this. CSIR allows you to do that. You have 13 units, out of that you can prepare some 8 to 9 units. You can still be a ranker in CSIR exam because they give options in questions. Realize this fact. Okay. And you're expected to know all the subtopics in your paper of choice. This I'm talking in GATE Excel. So if you have selected biochemistry, all those subjects which I mentioned, don't leave any one of them. So you want to answer maximum questions. For that, you have to know maximum topics. Okay. MSQ, I'll come to MSQ also. Definitely, Paras. Okay. Just wait for some time. So skipping topics for study can actually harm your chances. Somebody might have studied more subjects than you. I am not saying to compare, but then you have to increase your chances. Okay. So, what's my solution to you regarding this juggling of subjects problem? Listen carefully, very important points. First of all, stop worrying about doing it all at once. What do we tend to do? We tend to look at the subject all together. Yes, you are having the PDF in your mobile, very good. You see it all the time, very good. But stop looking at all subjects altogether. Don't do that. Okay. When So first of all, how do you start? Somebody asked me, how do you start your first preparations? First, count the number of months till exam. You can exclude the revision time. So let's say till February, you have some 6 to 7 months. Leave 1 or 2 months. So consider 5 months you have in hand. Okay, these are proven formulas. Then count the total number of subjects you need to prepare. I already showed you in the beginning of the presentation how many GATE BT subjects are there, how many GATE Excel subjects are there. Count them. Then divide. Okay, you calculate days that can be assigned per subject. So for biochemistry, out of all those, let's say you have some 5 months and 5 months, so roughly you have 150 days divided by, let's say you have 15 subjects. So each subject you have 10 days to prepare, but take all the subjects properly into consideration. Okay, now very effective plan, this one. Plan 2 subjects each day. What people try to do is they will study part by part, portion, something from here, कहीं कहीं से ये पढ़ लिया, कहीं से वो पढ़ लिया. ऐसे नहीं करना है. We have to study systematically. Follow a system, students. Okay, always follow a system. तो आपको एक टाइम टेबल बनाना है उसके लिए. ऐसा नहीं है कि you have to do it like 6 to 10, 6 to 7 I'll study this, 7 to 8 I'll study this. Not with so much details, not required. कोई follow नहीं करता वो ultimately. तो आपको क्या करना है? आपको 2 subjects per day, सिर्फ 2 subjects आप चूज कीजिए और उसको ही आप दिन के 2 सेक्शन में पढ़िए. You study one subject in one part of the day, study the other subject in the later part of the day. Whichever you find easy, you study it at the time when your concentration is not that good. Okay. So plan 2 subjects each day. Then the next point is try to cover chapter with minute details. Now, by minute details, I mean to say you can refer more than one book. Okay, you can take note from them. You can solve some questions based on that. Okay, so this way you will progress slowly. Ultimately, you have to progress, and suddenly you will see that, oh my god, I've covered so much. So, this is the major point. Stop worrying. कितना हुआ, कितना बचा है, कितना कंप्लीट किया. You don't do that on a daily basis. You have to do it. You have to measure yourself, but little by little. Okay, so with maximum possible understanding you can definitely do it. So maintain separate sections in note copy for separate subjects. So what did I tell you? I'll tell you the solution how to juggle between the subjects. Okay, so sometimes while studying we might feel that okay, I'm studying microbiology. Regarding that, I studied something in the techniques. What was it? I am not able to recollect. And then you feel demotivated while studying micro also. Whatever is in your hand right now, उसको छोड़ के आप किसी और के बारे में, कुछ और सब्जेक्ट के बारे में सोचना स्टार्ट कर दिए. So you got distracted. तनुश्री मैम ने बताया ना डिस्ट्रैक्शंस के बारे में. This is also a distraction regarding studies. तो आप क्या कीजिए, वो नोटबुक्स होते हैं ना जिसमें बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के टैब्स लगे हुए होते हैं, राइट? यू गेट द नोटबुक्स विद सो मेनी टैब्स इन दैट. ओके, सो टेक 2 such notebooks maybe. So 6 subjects means 12 subjects you will get in this 2 notebook. Keep these notebooks every time with you. Take a fat notebook, not that it got over. You have written little bit and it's getting over. Okay, so so what you do is you just write down. Now even if you feel that you want to recollect something, go to that page, flip for 2 minutes, clarify your confusion. Okay, Google is there, you Google it out if you don't want to go to your note section, right? So maintain in separate sections in the same copy. So this I have to mention, in the same copy you mention. That's how you can manage the juggling part. Okay, so number of days for first reading 6 months before exam. So you can count some 5 months, and your revision should start 45 days in hand. So around 1-2 months you should plan the revision. That time you don't study anything new. Don't do that mistake. Okay, that time is only pure revision time. Fine. Subject switching while revision, as in mock got wrong some questions which is not in to do list, as in mock. Okay, Sunanda, I'm not able to understand. You can just put it in some other way, maybe. Yes, definitely, Padama. I am coming to that point. That is, in fact, one of my point. I'm going to talk about it now. Okay, Biotechy, how to manage CSIR preparation along with GATE. There are many common subjects. So whichever isn't there in GATE, you choose those units in CSIR. So you prepare from the point of CSIR. Automatically, your GATE will get prepared. Okay, but then for GATE, you have to prepare some few different more subjects like engineering, mathematics, and all that. So for that, you keep separate time. Done. Okay, no biggie. Actually, I feel lack in practical knowledge. Okay, no physical ideas about basic to important experiment. No, Siba Narayan, that's a very, very good question. Very honest and a very practical question you have asked, actually. I like that. It will not affect your CSI net preparation because this is theoretical. Okay. So it's not that they will ask you some troubleshoot of experiments in CSIR analytical questions. So till the time you understand the concepts and you know how to apply them, it comes with practice. You can definitely do that. And after clearing your CSI net, you will get 1-2 months of time now before your result and all that comes. In that, you do some internship, you do some training. In that, you will get some experience. Okay. So don't worry. No need to worry about anything. Okay. Action generates motivation. Now, what is this? We generate fears while we sit. आप बैठे हो और बैठे बैठे आप सोच रहे हो बहुत डर लग रहा है, बहुत डर लग रहा है, कैसे होगा, कैसे होगा. अरे, obviously you just start doing. You will forget about कि मुझे तो डरना था. You will feel like that. Okay, I am relaxed now. Nothing is happening to me. Okay, so you overcome it by action. Where is the action? Show the action. You have to work towards it. You have to stay self motivated. Okay, so that's my first point. You have to always remind yourself. It's a source of permanent motivation you will witness once you start acting and putting efforts and look things getting into places. Just put in efforts without thinking anything for 10 days. And after 10 days, not much, just after 10 days, you see where you are standing. अरे मैंने इतना कुछ पढ़ लिया, इतना कुछ कवर हो गया 10 days में. But in that 10 days, you don't worry about anything. Your work is to get up 2 subjects, some topics in 2 subjects, you prepare and keep. Okay? So now when you will study and start completing a chapter one by one, in the middle of the journey, you will realize that you have already completed some X number of chapters. Okay? So the rest of the course will look manageable now. The more you complete, the more you will get confidence. Right? Which earlier seemed impossible. इसको ना साइकोलॉजी बोलते हैं. दिस इज अबाउट साइकोलॉजी. कंप्लीट करते जाओ, टेंशन कम होता जाएगा. You will get motivated and worry less for the rest of the path. Instead of thinking I'll have 4 chapters to complete, you will redefine your thinking as to 4 chapters are only to be completed. It's a thought process. कैसे भी सोचो, half glass half full, glass half empty. Oh, only 4 chapters are left. And you may end up completing your work even before the given time. I'm telling from my own experience, okay? And don't compare your completion status with XYZ. They could have completed and even revised it twice before you could have even started. But who knows? You can still beat him with your persistent efforts from now on, right? So all you need to stop is overthinking. Gather courage. Have courage. हाँ होगा, हमसे होगा, जरूर होगा, क्यों नहीं होगा, कर लेंगे. Push yourself a bit and start studying from wherever you are, and you will see results getting achieved. Okay, so stop comparing. Very, very important point. Mark my words. Focus on one subject at a time. When you are studying one subject, you focus only on that subject. You have to practice not to get distracted. Okay, you have to practice not to get distracted for while studying one type of subjects. Okay. uh, while revision in to-do list, have another topic, for instance doing unit 7 but in mock got some wrong in unit 2, then feel both the topics remain. Oh, okay, Sunanda. So why don't you train your brain that, okay, let me first complete this, then immediately after that I will go to the next unit, and then you complete that, because you are carrying that workload in your mind that something is left back. Okay. How to stop overthinking and confusion while studying a topic? Ishita, this is your remedy. Focus on one subject at a time. What you are doing, focus on that only, nothing else. Just stop thinking about it. Okay. अगेन लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. आमिर, जैसे मैंने बताया कि आप जितना ज्यादा पढ़ोगे, जितना ज्यादा आप कंप्लीट करोगे, उतना आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता जाएगा. ट्रस्ट मी, आप करके तो देखो. ओके. हाउ टू सिलेक्ट यूनिट? हाउ डू वी स्टे कंटिन्यूअसली प्रिपेयरिंग? Sada, for GATE you don't have that choice. For GATE BT specifically, you have to select all subjects. Since I am talking about GATE, I think people are asking me about CSIR also. But since I have little bit shortage of time, I'll stick to the GATE things first. Okay, उसके बाद देखेंगे, अगर time बचा तो questions deal करेंगे. ठीक है? Prioritize the topic you are studying. As I said, you can't control your mind. Okay, ठीक है? You are getting thoughts of some other subject, but then you again bring back. You have to practice this. You can't do it in one day. Slowly, slowly, you have to practice it. Okay? And change your thoughts and perspective. You will get wonderful results. All right. So, process becomes much easier with help. खुद से क्यों करना जब ऑलरेडी आपके पास रिसोर्सेस है? Why to break your head? Why don't you join online classes? Right? For example, GATE classes at Biotecnika. So every day, evening 7 to 10, the same time you're attending webinar now. In the same time, there are classes. So even if you're a student or you're working somewhere, it's not getting affected. While being a student while working also, you can focus on the classes. And I saw one student asking me in this webinar that when I see the question all at once, I get confused. That's because you're not exposed to so much of questions. But these classes, Biotecnika classes, they are exam focused. So we teach from the point of exam, what questions come in exam. Okay, their exam centric approach. Obviously, experienced faculties, we have track record of 15 years. We have been churning out net and gate qualifiers and toppers also. You can check all the testimonials which are there on Biotecnika YouTube channel. Okay. RAID technology, we have advanced method still to be patented, right? So this is what we have Azad batch for CSIR NET and GATE. And definitely with this help, process will become much easier. So many questions are there in your mind. You will see, okay, the process is so easy now that I'm taking help, right? Extra and extreme practice sessions. So you don't have to find and questions, okay, kahan se practice karu, kahan se revise karu. Everything will be there, guided by the teachers. So we teach using mind maps, PowerPoint, short notes, flashcards. These are all your study aids, or study tools. Okay, believe it or not, it makes study easier, and you will retain much better than others, because others, they will be studying by writing down notes and all that, right? Study material, we also give hard copy books covering entire syllabus, and you get a portal access. In that, all the PPTs that the teachers use. कुछ लिखना नहीं है, कुछ नोट्स नहीं लिखना है क्लास में, सिर्फ सुनो आप, टीचर को अच्छे से बाद में पीपीटी मिल जाएगा. वीडियो बैकअप्स, you are missing any class, no problem, that class will be recorded. E-library, you don't have books, no problem, all the standard reference books are there, already there in the library. Our students use extensively for that. Short notes, mind maps, animatica zones, some video zones, and obviously revision tools which you are opting for. So try it. कुछ नया ट्राई करने में आपका क्या जाएगा, है ना? बट गेट क्लियर हो जाएगा, एंड दैट टू विद गुड रैंक. What a wonderful idea, isn't it? Okay. Coming to my second point, let's do it fast. So, how many of you have faced inability in retaining and recollecting concepts? Yes. Yeah. So, very, very important question, Amir. It is necessary to make note what we will study. Instead, we have books in front. Definitely, it is important to make notes. I'll come to a note making point just a few more later. Nilesh asks, can I get a good rank in GATE biotechnology by skipping maths? I will not suggest that, Nilesh. Okay. When I'm working in shifts, so how can I attend class? Vijay, these classes are recorded, so no need to worry. You can see the recording later, right? But at least you will have some source. You don't have to search for kahan se padhu, kya padhu. You will not be in that fix. You have the source, you can study it later, right? Okay, so let me tell you, you are not alone. Inability and in retaining and recollecting concept, everyone has that problem. Okay, I studied but I seem to forget. Okay, I revised but I can't recollect in exam. So everyone faces this kind of problem. What is the solution? I'm here to give you solution, right? Rework on your method of preparation. Somewhere something is not correct. So what kind of method of preparation you have to do? So just now somebody asked, no, should we make notes or not? Yes, you have to write. You have to write and study, or you have to say it aloud, whatever you're studying. मैम ने बहुत सारे टेक्निक्स बताए कैसे पढ़ना है. How to study this 25 minutes or 40 minutes you study, then take a 10 minutes break. Okay. And also on your method of preparation means directly reading line to line from the books. Okay, I have to study enzymes. I picked up Leninger and I just started studying from the introduction. Guarantee आप 15 मिनट में बोर होके सो जाओगे. It's not going to work that way. So क्या करना है, आप summary से start करो. At the back of the chapter, there is summary points, key points. You read those first. You will get interest. Then you go into the depth of the book. देखो क्या टॉपिक्स है, क्या सब टॉपिक्स है, अच्छा ये क्या फॉर्मूला दिया है यहाँ, माइकलिस मेंटेन लाइन वीवर बर्ग प्लॉट, व्हाट इज ऑल दिस. देन रीड द ग्राफ. कुछ नहीं आ रहा है तो ग्राफ देखो, उसके नीचे समझने की कोशिश करो. एक्स वाई, एक्स एक्सिस में क्या है, वाई एक्सिस में क्या है. ठीक है. स्लोली यू विल गेट द हैंग ऑफ इट. And then also, if you're attending classes, then you don't have to break your head in reading the books, because we teach from the books. From the standard reference books, we make PPTs and then we give you the concepts. तो उसमें उसका टाइम बच गया. तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको बस वीडियो का एक रिवीजन लेना है पोर्टल से, एंड देन यू वॉच इट, यू मेक सम ब्रीफ नोट्स अबाउट इट, बिकॉज पीपीटी तो ऑलरेडी है. You don't have to write down everything from the PPT. You can revise from the PPT in your laptop or mobile and write down some small points. Why those small point? To study it later during revision. Hone your note making skills. I'll tell you little how to make notes. Keep ample time for revision. Repeated revisions, ma'am said. One of you also said yes. So 1-2 months you have to keep for revisions. Okay. And it's not that you will revise only at the last moment. Ma'am said spaced revisions, isn't it? So you study something on Monday, revise it on Wednesday, again revise it on Sunday. Okay. You can also do the weekday thing. Study the things on weekday and revise it on Wednesdays. The weekends. Okay. Practice as much as you can and use effective study tools aids for better preparation. Our eyes, they perceive colors. They will perceive something attractive. So like how you are attending this one, you're seeing the colors, you are understanding what I'm writing. Now if everything was black and white, plain, boring, right, you wouldn't have been interested. Correct. So why you are listening to me right now, so many students, you're asking me questions, you're listening to me, because this is attracting you. This colors and it's simple, small points are there, it's attracting you, isn't it? So your studies also you have to do that way. You have to use some effective tools, some flow chart concept, some table concept, mind map concepts. Okay, with that your preparation will become much better. So, some more helpful tips for preparation: study smaller quantities of syllabus every day instead of taking huge portions, right? So, okay, if you have carbohydrate metabolism, I will study everything today itself. Carbohydrate metabolism, glycolysis also, TCA also, gluconeogenesis, glycogenolysis, oxidative phosphorylation, ATP synthesis, electron transport chain, everything I'll study today. How on earth is it possible? So be practical, select small quantities, chunks. If you hurry with all the chapters you haven't yet covered, you will be able to memorize very little on the exam day. But little, then timely revision, you can do it. Okay. Next, use a mnemonic strategy. There are many ways, like you can connect with some names or some places or some chain of letters. The ways you can memorize it easily, like how we do essential and non essential amino acids, example. Utilize brain breaks to regain focus. You pause when you study. Okay, you don't want to rush into material, anything we are reading. So, the outcome is obviously limited retention. You won't be able to retain it. So that's why I said absorb in small bits and pieces. Pause to think what you have studied, then revise the concept, then proceed. Make it pleasurable, okay? If you're studying to learn, then a topic, personalize it. You can do this by finding out how it applies to some incident or some process which you see in your day to day life. Okay, so don't do information overload, it is real. So, do you know that your brain needs to communicate signals to your sensory receptors to store new information? Your brain automatically shuts down when you are anxious, confused, or overwhelmed. You can notice these among learners during a long lecture. They will stop paying attention to what's being taught. So, one of the best learning strategies to handle this is go on a brain break to divert your attention to something different. Okay, you could see a 5-minute motivational video to unclog your brain to do something that interests you. Believe it or not, this is a fundamental way of how you can retain concepts better. Discover your peak moment when you are the most alert. Somebody has it in the morning, somebody in the evening. Okay, so whenever you're most alert, select the most difficult topic that time. Make it a habit to study every day. How many of you study every day? I'm sure many of you don't, isn't it? Does clearing gate give fellowship? Yes, it does give, but you won't get from gate. You'll get it from the institute from where you are joining. Can we get PhD after clearing gate? Yes, definitely. Devdatta, you will get. Yes, how many of you study every day? No one is answering, right? So a little progress every day can lead to bigger results. That's where I said the whole syllabus can be completed, isn't it? Amir, you can do it in 3 to 5 months. Means that one shot you can do. Discuss and learn. That's very important. You can talk to your classmates, like or else like in this Biotecnika classes. What we do is, if any student is giving a question, the teachers will pick up that question and will discuss in class. Everyone is giving the inputs, and with the discussion, learning becomes much more easy, and you will retain better. We are talking about the point of retaining better, isn't it? So, new mindset, new results. Just start doing new things, you will get new results. Hone your note taking skills. How to take proper notes. Listen, summarize the knowledge gained, and then take notes. Ma'am said, right? Many ways of making notes. Create lines and spaces between the main concept so that later you can add more information. Some people will just write very tight, okay, line by line. No, you write something, then leave some gap. Write something, leave some gap, okay? So later you can add some points here and there, right? Use symbols and abbreviations to save time. Like for example, equation, okay, a reaction, you just write reaction like this. You can write reaction, something like that. Okay, that's good, Pranati. Keep it up. Yes, thank you, Amir. Write in phrases instead of complete statements, right? And pull out the necessary info and neglect the trivial ones. We tend to write all the concepts which are there, but not needed. You write only whatever is most important, right? So for example, if you're studying amino acids, you write down the classification, you write what is pi, what is pk, you write how to calculate charge. That's enough. Okay, so trick your brain into remembering things. Our brain remembers images more than simple text, so more of diagrammatic representations. Engage your brain into activities that will help your cognitive ability. So you have to do more of puzzle solving and brain teasers. You can keep some applications with you to do that, and focus on understanding rather than memorizing. Okay, so you have to do that also. And we remember very few things that we memorized, but remember everything that we understood, right? Do not try to learn anything new after putting your books down for the day. So your brain also needs time to process things. This is the problem we many of us do. Okay, so learning new things, you should give time for this thing. A new pain point: MSQ, multiple select questions, isn't it? Which of the following common features for both aerobic and anaerobic? So glycolysis, NAD plus is oxidizing agent. So you have to select common points. What to do? Yes, answer is A and B, but I'm not here for discussing questions and answers. So more than one options can be correct. For these type of questions, more than one options can be correct. Consider all options carefully. Okay, is glycolysis a common feature? Aerobic में होता है glycolysis, anaerobic में होता है glycolysis. Like this, you have to consider each and every point. Okay, and there are 8 questions, MSQs 8 to 10 in GATE BT and 3 to 7 in GATE Excel per subject. It varies, the number will vary, right? So do not attempt until and unless you are very sure of the answer, because more than one can be correct. No, so even if you miss one, you're gone. So very much, and for this, like preparation wise, what you need to do, you have to orient your preparation accordingly. Very important points over here. Please make a note, everyone. So you have to study from these perspective. Let's say properties of molecules. If you are studying any molecule, what are like hydrogen bonding? What is the property of what all properties are there for that hydrogen bonding? All properties, because they can give a question. Okay, out of these properties, which are applicable for hydrogen bonding, right? So all possible methods, ways of a technique. How to perform that technique? What are the ways, right? Factors involved or affecting any process. Okay, this process, what factors are affecting it? Because they can say what factors out of this will affect this particular technique. Common features between two processes, because here you can say aerobic and anaerobic, or they can ask differentiating features also. Which out of these are differentiating points between oxidative phosphorylation and photophosphorylation? So you have to compare both of them. Different parameters of a graph. One graph can be given in two different ways. Okay, so you have studied always enzyme kinetics as velocity over here, substrate over here, but they can give a one in which product is here and time is here. Okay, so you accordingly, your substrate concentration is here, time is here. So you should study from different perspective to answer these questions correctly. Possible reasons for a particular disease, symptom, or process. So which out of these are the causative agents for this particular syndrome or something? Remember. Okay. Now the third point is difficulty in preparing not so easy subjects. So which are your not so easy subjects? Engineering, mathematics, bioprocess engineering, process technology, and biological engineering, which is the new entry. So I have seen this, many students have given this feedback regarding this. So why do we feel it's difficult? Because these are comparatively unknown domains, right? Most of us wouldn't have been studied it in MSc. We don't know what to study out of this from the syllabus. We don't know which are the important topics and all that. We don't have an idea. We don't know proper sources of study. We don't know what books to study from, right? Unavailability of easy sources. Those books are not one of the common books which everyone has, right? And no proper teacher to teach those concepts. So you want to get Azadi from there? Yes, Azad batch is there for GATE, as I mentioned to you, right? So here are some helpful points about engineering mathematics. So mainly questions come from data, interpretation, volume, area, surface area, perimeter, speed, chain rule, logarithm, probability, mixture, ratio, fraction, permutation. So just keep practicing every day 30 minutes. Engineering mathematics. Okay, little you keep on practicing. Without this, it's little bit difficult to clear. Okay, and more questions are asked from matrices, determinants, differentiation. So you can definitely follow some reference books. So these are the list of reference books. Later you can pause this and take down them. Since I'm lack of time, I will not pause it over here. Okay, then you have fundamentals of biological engineering. These are little bit more towards the engineering concepts, right? So I have books from that, and I have given some topics which are important. You have applied biological engineering by Nayak, you have Louis Bogot, and you have Hockey. So these three you can refer. Apart from that, you can refer anything which you also have gone through. Then you have Shabra also, transport processes. Regarding that, you can study from these books. Okay. Bioprocess engineering, yes, chemical engineering principles, principle of reactor design, heat transfer, rheology, aeration agitation like KLA determination, and all these questions are very common. Media formulation, optimization, kinetic of microbial growth is very important. Substrate utilization, product formation, sterilization of air and media, numericals will come based on that. Then batch, fed batch, continuous processes like chemostat, various type of microbial and enzyme reactors, instrumentation control, optimization, and unit operations in solid liquid separation and liquid liquid extraction. Okay, process scale up is also there. Reference books for this is Doran, very important and easy book to refer. Schuller is also there. Michael L. Schuller, Bioprocess Concept, Engineering Basic Concept. And for fermentation technologies, you can refer Whitaker. Many of us have already referred to that in our thing. Okay. So process biotechnology, again, you can pause it later and go through this. Just because lack of time, I'm not explaining all these concepts. Okay. And your reference books are Mukhopadhyay, SN Mukhopadhyay. The book itself is Process Biotechnology Fundamentals. So you can get all those topics from there, right? Yes, for life science also we have Amir. Azad batch is starting tomorrow. Everyone note down the date. Azad batch for CSIR NET is starting tomorrow, the classes. So you can inquire and about all the details about this batch. Okay. So definitely we have this material, study material also that we provide for life sciences. Okay. But for GATE, we have for BT, GATE BT, not for Excel. Fine. So scared to solve numerical type questions. This is your fourth pain point. Somebody already mentioned this, that they are scared of this one, right? So let's analyze what are the problems. No options provided in exams. Yes, there are no options. That's why numerical type questions, they are fill in the blanks. There are no options in that, isn't it? Then worry about getting them correct. Before solving only we are scared. How to do that? How to do that? Okay, it will be wrong. Because we have made mistakes before, that's why. Anxious which formula to use. Okay, I don't know. I have read the question, but I don't know which formula will be applicable over here. Confused about unit and conversions. Okay, so they have asked in nanometer or nanomolar. I have to convert it into millimolar. Which all units I need to convert. Okay, what units conversion should I do? And fear of making silly mistakes. So I'm here to give you a pain pill, right? So the pain pills, each one let me deal with. So for every problem, there is a solution. You have to break through it. First is no options provided in exams. So what? Did you know that there is no negative marking also for these? And they have 2 marks. So isn't it scoring? Look at that also, right? Then worry about getting, so that means what? Without fear, you can attend them. Worry about getting them correct. Start with small and easy numerical questions. Okay, so your confidence is shaken. You have not solved numericals in quite a long time. Start with the smaller ones and easy ones. Gain confidence, then go to the bigger ones. Okay, anxious about which formula to use. Why don't you make a sheet of your formulas? Neatly write down all the formulas for a particular topic together. Okay. Then you can also watch out for the freebies. Biotecnika keeps on giving freebies from time to time. Okay, some free gift we keep on handing to our students just for them to benefit. Okay, and useful study tools also that Biotecnika releases time to time. Some kind of flowcharts or key concepts or some notes, short notes, summary, some picture mind maps. So keep on looking for them. Subscribe to the channel, YouTube channel, join our Telegram group, subscribe to our Biotecnika newsletter, and you will have access to all of this. And without fail, download the Biotecnika app. Okay, so app, Telegram, WhatsApp group, YouTube channel. All I'm trying to say is stay connected for a better preparation, right? Then confused about unit and conversions. So what you can do is these also go with your formula sheet. Basic conversions need to be brushed up. Like many people have simple log problems, conversion problems, and all that, isn't it? So you need to know that. And fear of silly mistakes. So what you can do is practice, practice, practice. This is also a good excuse to work on your engineering mathematics, that is on your aptitude, isn't it? No, Paras, attending is not compulsory. See, compulsory, every question is compulsory. But you can have the option that if you're not able to do, yeah, okay, it's better that you at least attend and see whether you are doing it or not, isn't it? Yeah, Biotechy for that. Formula sheet for Gate BT, you have to stay connected. Download our app in Telegram, WhatsApp group, YouTube group. You just stay connected. So, and definitely you will get the notification when we release the formula sheet. Okay. So try and see the benefit. As I said, all this I already explained, right? So how can you perform better? Chat support. Many of you feel the problem that, okay, something you're not able to do and you don't know how to solve numerical. So you have to practice more and more. We have so many test series, MNet test series, previous year question papers. Also, you can do weekly test, monthly quest. So not only is our classes beneficial, but also we give every week we give test, and that too in the gate pattern. So imagine how much practice you're getting every week, and in month you get the whole gate BT paper pattern question paper, right? So you get lot of question practice in that, and anytime you're stuck with any question, numerical question or any other question, you can clarify it. We have this chat support. Along with this portal only you will be getting. Experienced faculty is what I said, and very important with this batch you're getting the free 1 year internet, free bioinformatics and proteomics internship, right? So watch out for all this. Just try and see the benefit. The next one is managing time in exam. So make timed practice papers part of your revision. Timed practice means time to time. Let's say you are studying it in something in the weekdays, then you are revising it in the weekend. This is what is timed practice. Skim through the paper before you start. So this is your during the exam, not now. So just look for what all questions are there, which all you are going to attend. Okay. Then work upon your time budget. How much time you have to solve this particular section? How many marks for your 1 mark question? How many for 2 mark question? So let's say you have 3 hours, you have 180 minutes of time, and you have to solve total 65 questions, let's say. So how much time for each question? So roughly you will get around 1.5 for 1 mark question and roughly 3 minutes for your 2 marks question. So calculate on your budget how much time you are having. Okay. Answer the easy question first. Very important point. Something which you can really do. जो आपने बहुत अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस करके आप आए हैं उसी से आप स्टार्ट करो, उसको करेक्ट करो, धीरे धीरे कॉन्फिडेंस मिलेगा. यू विल गेट इन द मोमेंटम. ऐसे ना होता है गाड़ी चलाया, बाइक चलाया, इमीडिएटली इट पिक्ड अप इन द टॉप गियर. No, right? You have to slowly go into the top gear. You start from the very beginning, right? And keep an eye on the clock. So already there will be a clock somewhere in the corner. So just keep on having it. So this will again keep on come on practicing. The more you practice, the more you will get a hold of the time. Fine. So solve as many questions as possible. Past question papers. Get an idea of what type of questions are asked. So if you know the battlefield, you are not anymore scared of it, and you will know how to manage the time as well. questions at back of chapter in reference books, Biotecnika weekly mock tests, attempt papers as you study, and Biotecnika AIM-GATE series. See where you stand with your competitors, because AIM-GATE gives you a ranking also. Okay. And yes, practice makes perfect. More you practice, it will make more perfect. With taking to so many tests, help you manage time and allow you to find out weaker areas you can focus on. Okay. So remember, every failure has a learning curve. Learn and then you can cross this curve. So Sir, Shekhar Sir himself, he has given this precious lines that, okay, if you have failed in preparation, don't give up. Just try a different way. I just told you a different way, right? From the Azad batch, and see that you will see yourself how it is working, right? And dilemmas and doubts never made anyone successful. Believe in what you're doing and trust the process. Okay, you're trusting, you're doing something new this time, you're trying it. You just focus on your full dedication and leave the rest on us. And definitely success will be a stone throw away. So with those thoughts, I again pass back controls to Shekhar sir. Thank you everyone for being a wonderful audience. If you have any questions, do write to us. I'll try to clarify them. Okay. Thank you. All the best. Good night.
Looks like we have almost finished the webinar. We are at the end now, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section. Did you enjoy it? Did you like the webinar? Did you like the approach towards our problem? Yes? Yes, you heard it right. Tanushree ma'am and Urmimala ma'am told you the exact obstacles and how to slay them. Now remember, you are a lion. Okay? You are a lion, and lion doesn't care about what's happening around. Lion focuses on the hunt, the kill in the forest, right? Go create a forest of books and go for the killing of questions. Biotecnika is always by your side. And yes, did I forget to mention that Azad batch is starting from tomorrow. So if you have not enrolled there, you are eligible to enroll, and even you are eligible to take help of the JCB scholarship, where you can get up to 100% scholarship. Okay, so all you have to do is now fill the feedback form, and our team will contact you with the surprise gift as well as the scholarship. Okay, so please mention the feedback form if you want the scholarship also, and our team will contact you for that as well. All right, so here is a promise from our side, guys. As soon as you fill the feedback form, you will be redirected to the surprise gift, which will be the biggest gift we ever gave to all of you. Okay, so go ahead, fill the feedback form, and if you want to enroll in the Azad batch, JCB scholarship will help you get up to 100% scholarship. So don't forget to mark that option in the feedback form. All right, and please be in touch with me almost on a daily basis. I'm coming on YouTube. I'm on Telegram with you. And very soon we are going to come back in our WhatsApp also as a WhatsApp service, and on the website also. I'm available everywhere for all of you. So please do be in touch with me. You can also directly write to me at zipmessage.com/Biotecnika. Thank you so much. It was wonderful interacting with all of you. And I will see you next time in our next video, next webinar. Till then, please take care. Please study well. Please be efficient in the right direction, and you need any help, this is the place to come back. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night.